immortality, and now walk among the stars! But you were once man, aye, and as man you said, "Let me show you the power of Talos Storm Crown, born of the north, where my bread is long winter. I breathe now in royalty and reshape this land which is mine. I do this for you, Red Legions, for I love you. I love, even as man, great Talos cherished us, for he saw in us, in each of us, the future of Skyrim, the future of Tamriel. And there it is, friends, the ugly truth. We are the children of man. Talos is the true god of man, ascended from flesh to rule the realm of spirit. The very idea is inconceivable to our elven overlords, sharing the heavens. With man? Ha! They can barely tolerate our presence on Earth. Today, they take away your faith. But what of tomorrow? What then? Do the elves take your homes? Your businesses? Your children? Your very lives? And what does the Empire do? Nothing! Nay, worse than nothing! The Imperial machine enforces the will of the Dalmor against its own people! So rise up, children of the Empire! Rise up, Stormcloaks! Embrace the word of mighty Talos, he who is both man and divine! Trust in me, Whiterun. Trust in Heimskr. For I am the chosen of Talos. I alone have been anointed by the Ninth to spread his holy word. You have come. You have come to hear the word of Talos. Because the so-called Emperor is a coward. That's right, I said coward. Oh, yes. He agreed to banish the worship of Talos at the tip of an Aldmeri sword. They called it the White Gold Concorded. Well, I call it blasphemy. A true son of the Empire would never have turned his back on our greatest hero. Not at any price. Well, let me tell you something, friend. Cyrodiil is a long way from here. Skyrim, we will never forsake mighty Talos. Let them come. I have no fear, for Talos is my ally, and I am his prophet. His word is upon my lips, his voice in my throat. Hello, my friend. If you seek knowledge about mighty Talos, you have most certainly come to the right person. In mortal life, Talos was a Nord, possessed of unmatched tactical skill, limitless wisdom, and the power to see into men's hearts. Talos mastered the power of the voice, and with it he united the lands of men into a great empire. In southern lands, he was known by the name Tiber Septim. Here in Skyrim, we honor him by his proper Nord name. So great was his reign in life. When he ascended to the heavens, he was made Lord of the Divines. If you want to know more, I'm sure you can find any number of tomes on the subject. The Nords are tired of spending our blood fighting the Empire's wars. and paying for the Empire's decadence with their taxes. Now, the elves dictate everything we do, and they don't want us acknowledging a mere human like Talos as the god he is. The way I see it, Ulfric's fighting a holy war. I'd be happy to grant you the greatest honor that's within my power to grant. May Talos preserve you. May Talos bless your days. May Talos shield you from all harm. May Talos guide you, always.
If you wish to hunt with me, your feet need to be quick and your eyes quicker. Kodlak says not to worry about it. I worry that a bunch of snowberries are out there earning glory while we stay out of it. But I will follow the old man's lead, as ever. I'll take my leave then.
What can I do for you? All right then. Come on in. Just stoked the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out. You want another one of those? What can I do for you?
With answers comes knowledge, but with knowledge comes ignorance.
Another curious mind, is it? Come to Argus to find the answers to all life's riddles. Because I've lived a long life, and with age comes wisdom, or so they say. So, what is it you want to know? The answer to life's most difficult questions, or perhaps its most fundamental ones. They say I knew them all, for the truth is, no one does. No one knows what the next life holds. No one knows how to make love stay.
Oh, Sadia.
Yes, Mum?
I'll be needing you to mop the place down extra tonight. Lots of spills.
Of course, Mum. If it's work you're looking for, Hulda's the one to talk to.
If you're looking for the court wizard, you'll find him somewhere in that general direction. If If you're looking for the court wizard, I'm not him. Farengar is the one you want. If you wish to speak with him, you'll find him somewhere in the general direction of boredom. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's this invention called wine that requires my immediate attention.
How about something with a bitter kick?
Well, I was thinking maybe something more
All right, if you must. As the Nords say, make it quick.
We've been down
Brevity
this
would
road
be my
before,
favorite
Frank.
word if it didn't have
Save the
3
sap and
syllables.
sadness for your lady.
Now wine,
My
that's
weakness
a good
in life.
word. Short, sweet, intoxicating. People
You
love
do raise a
wine
good
almost
point.
as much as they
What
love
about
whining.
the sweet
I'm
maiden
one of
fair
those
from
people.
Hadleyshire.
I think 7 septims for Sigurd will do nicely, especially when they're in their cups.
Ah, an excellent suggestion. I'll do that one then.
I don't. It's the wine talking. Catch me sober and you'd hardly know I had a mouth. The problem is staying sober. The solution is I don't care. My name is Elderwin. I've come to Whiterun for the Skyforge and for Farengar. I don't see that as a negative. My Nord friends often chide me for neglecting the rich history of Skyrim, as if I was ignorant of it. They say, you know, Elder, there's more to Skyrim than just alto and spiced wine. And I tell them, yes, yes, I know all about your windmills and bards and 12 different words for coal. I only care about the wine. When it comes to examining wine, I'm still just a novice, although I have picked up the basics. Well, supposedly the color can tell you the wine's provenance, as well as the conditions it was developed in, serving as an indicator of how it will taste. Wine tasting is apparently all about discovery, yet I've discovered that I enjoy drinking wine more than I enjoy tasting it. So let the nobles sniff and swirl their goblets. I prefer to swallow my wine like a common rube. Yes, but there's still that extra step between me and what I want. It seems almost redundant, too. Like washing your hands before taking a bath. I don't really understand it myself. There should be more of me. It seems to me smithing and enchanting are two complementary skills. I can only assume it has to do with the stigma that comes with being a blacksmith. They say to wield a hammer, you must be as dull as an anvil and as strong as an ox, as if stupidity were a prerequisite for the craft. Although I have heard warriors talk of such things, they say the person who thinks too much on the battlefield lacks focus. In battle, having an empty mind certainly makes you more decisive, but the forge is not something that requires you to act swiftly. But I do like the notion of intelligence being a weakness. There are far too many mages who thumb their noses at common folk, as if worth was defined by the size of one's skull. Alchemists invented wine, farmers harvest the grapes, and smiths provide the tools. So, to me, each is worth more than all the mages in Winterhold. Well, don't quote me on that. It does seem likely though, doesn't it? Some alchemist trying to invent a new health potion stumbles onto a recipe for liquid bliss. Caves are the best place to find packs of wolves, or bears, sometimes even trolls. Unfortunately, by myself, they provide a bit of a challenge. There used to be 3 other mages in my faction, a motley bunch to be sure. A Khajiit, a Redguard, a Nord, and myself. Four mages can be a formidable party, especially when their talents complement each other. As a result, I can afford to make mistakes. Mistakes like trading our last healing potion for a flask of wine. Not a problem when the Redguard was there to restore my wounds. Thankfully, the one talent I do have serves me well. It turns out most feral beasts in Skyrim are susceptible to fire. Victim to the squalls of battle, I'm afraid. It matters not if you are a novice or an archmage. All it takes is a single misstep. The Khajiit was first. We all knew it'd be him. Then our numbers were 3. Next came the Red Guard, then the Nord, and soon only I remained. Well, at that point, it was just the 2 of us. Razan wasn't particularly missed, but Sarasa was our healer. Einar was a gallant Nord, if nothing else. We were exploring a cave to the northwest. A large, desolate space rumored to be inhabited by necromancers. We entered the main chamber, which was hollow, save for the long fangs of rock that jutted from the ceiling. It was in the shadow of these fangs that the spiders lived, and from there, they descended. We stood back to back as they surrounded us, his hands shrouded in ice, mine cloaked in fire. I wanted to set them aflame, to oblivion with soul traps. A waste of magicka and time, but Einar saw fit to waste both. Indeed, it was his soul trap that set them upon us. At one point I couldn't distinguish the live ones from the corpses, so I burned them all. We had managed to clear the path to the exit, however, and were just about to escape when a spider the size of the moon dropped from the ceiling. At this point, Einar and I were both out of magicka, and we each had 1 stamina potion left. Of course, mine was technically a wine bottle. It was an old vintage from the wineries of the Isle that I was saving until death. Einar asked me if I wanted to trade. He said I wouldn't have much use for it, seeing as I was going to live a long, healthy life. That old romantic. He was sacrificing himself so I might escape. I could never say no to that man. He drank the wine, wiped his lips, and showed me his teeth one last time. They were stained and red, but I've never seen a smile so bright. Then he pulled out his dagger and drew the ugly beast's attention while I ran for the exit. Like I said, somewhere northeast of here. It had one of those typical Nord names like Icewind Gulch or something like that. The Khajiit, Razan, was what we call a scroll mage. Not an ounce of magical talent, but one who desperately wanted to cast spells. Where he got the scrolls, he never said. I thought he stole them, but he just as easily could have spent his share of the boon. It's not as if I ever saw him at the inn, or anywhere else for that matter. He was a paranoid cat as well, with a nose for things that didn't exist, always convinced there was a spy lurking around the corner. He should have been wary of his dealer. He purchased a bad batch of flame cloaks that ended up burning him alive. Sarasa was brash and bold, and my kind of woman. Too brash for her own good, though. She wanted to trap grand souls instead of common ones. The most plentiful source of grand souls are mammoths. The most common place to find mammoths are giant camps. It was a short-sighted idea. We ended up wasting all our profits on magicka potions, provided we even survived. Sarasa didn't. Giants are quite protective of their big furry cheese factories. Fine, fine. Yorland allows me to use his magical forge to craft jewelry. I use the enchanting table at Dragon's Reach to raise their value. Then I turn them around and sell them to Farengar, and he always buys them. I've never met a man so obsessed with necklaces. He says their enchantments are valuable. I think he likes to wear them. Maybe tomorrow I'll enchant him a dress to go along with it. Be gone. What is it?
Ugh. Been tending your hounds? You smell like a wet dog.
Yes.
Is someone there? Nah, I don't think so. Not my problem.
Guest house car. We'll leave immediately.
It's just us against the dragon? Is that it?
I can't afford to send anyone else. And we don't know where the dragon is. Your main job will be to keep an eye out and get the people to safety if the town is attacked. I don't expect the three of you to fight off a dragon by yourselves, but I do expect you to do your duty.
Of course. We'll keep Riverwood safe. You can count on it. Let's move out. Time's a wasting.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll. I fear the night, because the werewolves and vampires don't.
As if Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got mercenaries from Hammerfell strutting.
You're interfering with official Fulmore business, citizen. Walk away. Walk away. Now. Now. Walk away. Now.
So does your pitch, boy. Didn't I tell you last time? More specific. If you want someone's business, point out the stain on their chest plate or the blood on their boots.
But you don't have any stains on your chest plate.
Go tend to the chickens, boy.
I'm telling you, I heard it, howling. Those werewolf tales are true. All right, then.
I'm spoken for, you know, so don't get any ideas. I just hope the war doesn't come to Riverwood. There's enough trouble in the world without those stormcloaks stirring up more. I'm spoken for, you know, so don't get any ideas. Until next time.
What is that stench? Whatever you need. Buy Ysmir if it's simple and strong. I can forge it. I could forge you a warhammer that would crush a giant's head like a walnut. Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me. Iron or steel is what you need. Leave that fancy elven stuff to the elves. Good day.